Today we're going to be talking about the Breeze. This is the newest hostile mob added into Minecraft. It's currently in development and will be added into Minecraft 1.21. First, let's talk about where they spawn, and that will be inside of trial chambers. These are the underground structures, which are really cool to explore. They have a lot of loot in them. They will spawn at these, the trial spawner, and you'll know that you're going to get a breeze because of the blocks around the spawner specifically. These are chiseled tough blocks. You see the spirals at the top and along the side, they have maybe like a wind motif. That is how you know that you're about to fight a breeze from this trial spawner. Just so you know, the blocks around the other spawners indicate that they will spawn other types of mobs. So if you don't see the tough, you're not getting a breeze. Let's switch into survival mode to actually get one of these spawning in. You can see that the trial spawner sort of activates with particles, and there we go. We have our first breeze. So let's take a look at how the breeze moves now that it's out and about. You'll see all this crazy stuff is happening inside of this room. We'll explain that later, but the breeze has a few different movements. It can move by sort of doing this walk where it walks around, and then it can also jump, as you just saw. It's constantly shooting these wind projectiles at me, which we'll talk a little bit more later. But as you can see, they're pushing me around, and they will damage me if they hit me directly. Other than that, the wind will just knock me around. Okay, let's try to take one of these guys out. Here, oh, he's getting hit by the magma cubes. And as you can see, after I defeated one, the trial spawner actually created another. We have to defeat a few. It looks like that's all we had to defeat. The trial spawner is done spawning them in, and we get a reward, and it looks like our reward this time is a trial key. Now, the breeze itself does not drop any loot. The only loot that you're going to get, the only drop, is from the trial spawner itself. It's unlike the zombies or the strays that can also spawn from these trial spawners because they actually drop something. The breeze drops nothing. Let's take a closer look at the breeze in a location that is a little bit easier to kind of spot what's going on. You can see it's jumping. It'll jump really far, and it doesn't have to do that maximum jump. It can do a small jump if it wants. That's not that big of a deal. You'll notice that its wind attacks, if it actually hits me, it'll do some damage. I have on iron armor right now. I'm taking some fall damage as well. So let's take off our iron armor. And you'll notice that when a projectile hits me directly, it'll also do some damage, as well as the, I'm getting some fall damage from being knocked up in the air. But that projectile, if it directly hits, will actually hurt me a tiny amount. I brought the amount of the breeze here down to just a single one to kind of focus a little bit more on it. These guys have 30 health points. That means that it's 15 hearts. The player only has 10. So it actually has 1.5 times the amount of health as a player. The way that it looks, it looks like magical, right? It seems so similar to the Blaze, because, it has those weird arm things that are spinning around, or I don't know, is that its body? I can't quite tell. This is a completely hostile mob, which means that it is going to attack you on sight. There is, there's no passiveness to it. Once it sees you, it will attack you. Now, these projectiles that it is spitting out, let me talk a little bit about those. These wind charges can actually be deflected. So let's see if I can actually hit one. It looks like I smacked it into the ground. Let's try again. Hiya! There we go. We smacked it actually back at the breeze there. We actually hit the breeze with the projectile that time. Bam! There you go. It can also be deflected with shields. So it's not that it still explodes and pushes you back, but it will not give you the damage that I was speaking about before. I did that a little too late, so we got that half heart of damage there. But the shield will also work in making sure that this does not hurt you. So here is its wind charge. This is very similar, honestly, to the gassed fireball, because you can just smack it. Oh, I think a few of these got made here because I have this button here, and I think that the wind attacks from outside were pushing the button and generating extras. It looks super duper cool. Check out that texture with the animated like lines going kind of everywhere. It's a really, really neat projectile. If I walk right in it? No. Okay, when I summon it with these commands, it needs to have like velocity in order to explode. These wind charges can affect lots of stuff in the world, mostly everything like redstone related. You'll see that I have doors, I have some trapdoors, I have fence gates, I have a bell, and I even have a button here. And when the wind charge hits these things, they will all change states. They will all either activate, like the button gets pressed, the doors opened, the gates opened, this trapdoor switched, from closed to open. So there's a lot that goes on here when one of these wind charge attacks actually hits all of this redstone. You can even see that this dispenser is hooked up to the button with a little bit of redstone, and I'll show you why when we get back to where the breeze spawns in just a second. The other thing that the wind charge will do is it will blow out candles, which is kind of interesting. So there you go. Those were lit. Now they're not. Now they're relit. So there you go. You can see that the candles are extinguished. And if we add some glass in the way and relight those candles, you'll notice that the wind charge will actually extinguish them behind the glass. But let's relight those candles. If we switch out that glass to a solid block like stone, you can see that the candles are still lit, but when we hit this wall with the wind charge, that they're actually still lit. That's the whole point, is that these solid blocks are stopping the wind charge from affecting the blocks behind it, but these transparent blocks are not doing the same thing. So you got to keep that in mind when you are fighting with these crazy wind charges. Taking a look back at where we originally saw the breeze, in this specific room in the trial chambers, you'll notice inside of the walls there are dispensers with buttons, and these dispensers are filled with things. Some of them have like just snowballs. That one was fire charges. I've seen lingering potions. I've seen arrows. I've seen water buckets. In fact, this dispenser up here has a water bucket in it. It's really annoying because when the breeze shoots its wind charge attack at you and misses and just explodes and hits one of these buttons, well, that will create this bucket that pushes water everywhere. It's super duper annoying. It's really difficult to fight with all this water around. So you kind of have to run over here and hit the button again to suck up the water, or you have to go into the dispenser itself and pull the water bucket out so that it won't cause that issue. Or finally, you could go around the room and destroy all the buttons. I'm in creative mode, but in survival, it's not that difficult to destroy all the buttons so that these dispensers don't mess with you. So all of that is built into the behavior of the breeze. It has that wind charge, and the wind charge affects the redstone, and the redstone is in the walls. So you have to worry about all of that strategically as you're fighting the breeze. And I didn't want to confuse people. This room right here in the trial chamber is just one of the rooms that spawns the breeze. That's not the only one though. So like right here, here's the breeze again. You'll notice those spirally tough blocks. That's how we know that this is a breeze spawner. What an absolutely crazy new hostile mob. And I really gotta give props to the Minecraft team for thinking of this mob like really holistically, right? You not only have the mob itself, but you have where it spawns, the rooms that it spawns in, the loot that it gets in an unconventional way, the way that it has an attack that's very, very strange and unique, how that attack affects blocks, and how they've already built those blocks into the world so that all of it just makes sense. The breeze is a very, very cool mob. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like the video, please subscribe for more, and I'll see you on another video on OMGcraft. Until then, bye.